Welcome to the Louisiana Art and Science Museum Solar System Gallery. My name is Jonathan Thomas, and I'm a museum educator here at the LASM. Today, we'll discover some objects from Earth and even outer space. And later on, we'll get to hear from some special scientists known as geologists and paleontologists, and learn more about the Earth and fossils. For now, let's get started.
Hello, I'm Linda Johnson, and I'm a guide here at the museum. All right, now let's take a look at the ceiling above, and you will find an exhibit called the Ori. Everyone say Ori! The Ori is a giant solar system model that shows the orbits of the planets, which are the paths they follow around the sun. The rows of green-colored lights help us to discover how long it takes each planet to travel around the sun. Look at those green lights above. Can you compare the speeds of the planet's orbits? Did you know our planet doesn't just orbit? It also spins like a spinning top, and even tilts. That's how we get our 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Because the way the Earth moves changes the amount of daylight that each season gets. Think for a second. In which season can you play outside in the daylight longer? That's right, summertime. Now let's see if you can name all the planets in our solar system in order. Let's go. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Our fun phrase will help us remember the planets in order. My very educated mother just served us nachos. Don't forget the sun at the center of our solar system is a star, a medium-sized star that helps light and warm up Earth and keep our world running smoothly every day.
Hi, I'm Chandra Weathers, and I am the education coordinator here at the museum. A long time ago, before iPads, TVs, and the internet, people used to get most of their entertainment from stories. They could connect these stories to patterns they could see in the sky. On any given night, just look up when you're outside and you can play Connect the Stars with your eyes. We call these star dot-to-dot patterns constellations, which means patterns are shapes made by groups of stars. Everyone say constellation. Think for a second. Did you know there are lions, fish, and eagles in the sky? Well, they are actually in our constellations, and you can use your imagination to see groups of stars that form pictures and patterns in the sky. The most famous star pattern in our night sky are the Little Dipper, part of the constellation Ursa Minor, and the Big Dipper, part of the constellation Ursa Major. What do you think? Are you able to see lots of stars during the daytime? No. Well, why not? Our daytime star, the sun, is just so bright, it makes it very hard to see the faint lights of those other faraway stars. How can you see these constellations during the daytime when it's not dark outside? That's right, in a planetarium. We can create our own night sky inside the building. Rocks, rocks. Do you spy a space rock? Meet our amazing space rock called meteorites. Have you ever seen flashes of light called shooting stars streaking across the sky? When that shooting star makes it through the Earth's atmosphere and it hits the ground, it's called a meteorite. Here is the Gibeon meteorite. It was discovered almost 200 years ago in an African desert. It's actually about 4 billion years old. What do you see or observe when I put a magnet near this meteorite? What makes you say that? As we said before, these meteorites came from space and landed on Earth. Are you ready to explore with the help of some special scientists called geologists as we take a look at some other kinds of rocks?
Hi, my name is Michael Stone, and I study geology at Louisiana State University. I like studying geology because it's taken me all over the world. Geologists are scientists who study the Earth, especially rocks. There are 3 kinds of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. The rock cycle shows us how one kind of rock can actually change into another kind of rock. The rock cycle helps geologists find fossils. Now, when you hear the word fossil, you probably think about dinosaur bones, but fossils can come from any animal or plant that lived at least 10,000 years ago, or even millions of years ago. And even though fossils come from plants and animals, they're actually rocks. So how does a plant or an animal get turned into a rock? The first step to becoming a fossil is to get buried underground. When an animal dies, its hard bones last longer than the rest of the body. After a very long time, even the bones will disappear, leaving behind a bone-shaped space, kind of like an imprint of the bone. This space can get filled in by rock, creating a rock in the shape of the bone. We call this bone-shaped rock a body fossil because it's made from part of an animal's body. When a plant, like a tree, gets buried for a long time, little tiny crystals will grow inside of its wood. These tiny crystals turn the wood into rock, and we end up with a beautiful fossil called petrified wood, which we have right here in the display. Some special fossils are not actually body fossils of living things or organisms, but they provide traces or clues about living things that were here before. For example, footprints can turn into trace fossils after a very long time, and so can nest, burrows, teeth marks, and even poop. Do all animals and plants turn into fossils? Actually, no. Very few things do. Many living things rot away completely and don't leave anything behind. Fossils can be really big, like a dinosaur, or so small you can't even see them. There are all different kinds of fossils too, with all sorts of cool shapes and colors. This big, colorful, swirly fossil is actually a seashell. We call this type of seashell an ammonite. Ammonites are an animal that lived in the ocean a long time ago. In fact, ammonites were around even before the dinosaurs. They may look scary, but don't worry. Ammonites are extinct, which means there are no living ammonites in the whole world.
Hi, my name is Mason Kirkland, and I'm a paleontologist at Louisiana State University. I like being a paleontologist because I get to find and study new fossils every day. A paleontologist is a scientist who studies life a really long time ago and the history of the planet we live on. An important part of studying the Earth is studying the fossils it leaves behind. Fossils help paleontologists learn about past animal life and about plants and other small life too. Paleontologists study this ancient life, like our Triceratops fossil named Jason, to try to understand what life was like on our Earth millions of years ago. That's a really long time ago. What do you think Jason liked to eat? The Triceratops was a large herbivore, or what many people like to call a plant eater. He would only eat plants just like you eat your vegetables to get big and strong. When Jason was alive around 66 million years ago, he would have been around the size of an African elephant, weighing about 8 to 12,000 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 to 3 cars. The most noticeable feature about Jason and many other Triceratops like him is this large shield and horns that are on his head. These horns would grow during the entire life of the dinosaur. How many horns do you see? That's right, 3 horns for Triceratops. Do you see the horn right above the beak of the dinosaur? Where are the other 2 horns? That's it. They're on its head, right above its eyes. These horns were used to protect the Triceratops from other dangerous dinosaurs like the Tyrannosaurus rex or T-Rex. Jason is an amazing dinosaur and helps us to learn about the Earth and what life was like a very long time ago.
It's so exciting to learn new things about our planet Earth and about outer space. Do you think being a scientist would be an interesting job? Thanks so much for exploring with us on this fun adventure today.